Right, if you'll just come this way. The entrance to this particular cavern's a bit low down, so mind you don't bump your heads. Now, not a lot of people know that Stumphole Caverns draws its name from the crippled prostitute that used to ply her trade here in the late 17th century. If you look very carefully up there, you can still see her tariff etched into the limestone with soot. Shoot thy muck upon thy breasts, a penny. Up the shitter, a guinea. Like dogs. Gratis. Now if you'll just come this way, mind the shale on those steps, it's a bit slippy. We are of course part of a much wider system of caves that riddle the entire county, including the slightly larger Red Scar Caverns approximately half a mile to the west. Trifle flashy for my taste, I have to say, with their gift shop, granary style cafeteria, and 100% safety record plastered all over their promotional literature, but there we go. I do think it's worth pointing out, however, that Red Scar were served with a penalty notice from the council ordering them to remove 115 yards of faulty wiring. Put it this way, I wouldn't like to be caught down there in a thunderstorm. And no amount of trilobites in perspex or stegosaurus-shaped pencil tops is going to change that. Now you'll be familiar with this part of the cavern from its numerous appearances on the small screen. In 1974, for instance, you couldn't move down here for Cybermen. There's a rather amusing anecdote in which Tom Baker sprained his ankle on that rock there. Just goes to show how easy the accidents happen. Now if you'll just follow me this way. Yes, we've had all the celebrities down here. The Chuckle Brothers in an episode set in Barry's secret lemonade factory. You may have noticed the autographs in the ticket desk. The late Don Henderson of Bullman fame. And of course Michael Burke and the 999 team. It's around this stage of the tour I like to raise the subject of darkness. You know, there's nothing quite like the darkness we get down here. And to illustrate this, I like to turn out all the lights for just a brief moment. I myself don't like the darkness. I sleep with the lights on now. It's in the darkness I see the boy's face. Eyes bulging, tongue out, black. If you look over here, you can see some of the more unusual formations that Stumphole is used to be more famous for. Over the years, the lads have given them a variety of comical names depending on what they meant to look like. So here we have Santa Claus, his beard and sack. The Wombles, see there how the sediment forms the brim of Orinoco's hat. The specimen jar, the toffee apple, and Errol Flynn. Now this rock here, people say to me, Mick, that doesn't look like anything at all, but I don't know. I seem to see a little pair of hands clutching at a slippery wet rope, tumbling down into the dark waters. Now, that concludes the main part of the tour. If you'll just come through this way. You know, Michael Burke did say to me, Mick, you can't go on blaming yourself, but I don't know. Little kiddie like that, whole life ahead of him. School trip tragedy, local man blamed, every day the same. Parades of blank faces, the cold indifference of the ancient rock, the constant drip, drip of the cavern roof. But you keep going, don't you? Like the moss growing around that little light bulb there. Life finds a way. Look at that skiing of iron oxide. You won't find anything like that down at Red Scar. Remember the guide on your way out? Cute.